What's good, family? Smash the like button and subscribe. So, your boy, Tyson Fury, has punked or tried to punk Wladimir. Very nice. Wladimir. USB. I have USB. I have recording. Wladimir. Very nice. Klitschko. Now, I'm not really into football, can't lie, but nonetheless, it has become apparent, as Tyson Fury's pointed out, UK, England smoked the boots off of Ukraine. I believe it was 4-0. Wow. Yeah. England have not conceded a goal yet. Number one defence. No doubt. 100% confirmed. That's actually quite interesting because whilst Fury's comments, he kind of missed a trick with that one. Because Fury's style is defensive, or on that particular night at least, was 10 out of 10 defensive. So really, it weren't just the football team score that was 4-0, also the way it was done. Not even a little bit of a goal. Yeah, maximum defence. Vlad didn't land a glove. And the thing is, with Tyson Fury, we can all sit here, I'll be honest with you, was Vlad going to come back and give it to him? Yes, in the rematch, yes. Did Tyson Fury duck the rematch with all of his life power? Absolutely, but the facts are the facts. On that night, Vlad didn't land a glove. Vlad dropped his backside in the ring, no doubt. Didn't have no minerals inside him. Yeah? 100%. However, what I do want to bring up is that I do feel that, in a way, this post, Tyson Fury, is paying homage to AJ. Why? Well, what do we know? Fury says, I've not seen a beatdown over Ukraine like this since Dusseldorf. Well, you didn't beat him down. Now, like I said, I'll give you credit, Fury. Since you want to talk the football analogy, you are 100% correct. Your performance over Klitschko was reminiscent of England in as much as the defence. But that was all it was. If you want to talk about beatdown, yeah? If you want to talk about getting moshed, like Tom Saunders, Billy Ho Saunders' dad, getting moshed by security, then the only guy who's moshed Vlad, the only guy who's moshed Ukraine, and especially when you think about the future as well, really, this post here, from what I'm hearing from my sources close to Tyson Fury, this post really is paying homage to AJ. Because AJ, no doubt, 100%, AJ is the Ukrainian slayer. Alexander Usyk, where he at? He don't want none. Yeah, he too busy asking for more money. We listen, in boxing, yeah, there's a universal way, there's a universal language, or there's a second language. All boxers, from when they're young or from when they start, they learn a second language. This second language, one of the key words or one of the key phrases is more money. More money means I don't want no problems. How about that? Yeah, your boy the YB, he speaks boxing. I've also learned the second language of boxing. I'm fluent in two things, English and boxing. Yeah, and the boxing second language tells you straight. One of the first things you learn when you pick it up in school, boxing, no doubt, is more money means don't want no problems. What's Usyk been saying for months? This fight had been signed, been 2 months in. Eddie Hearn's been telling us for weeks now, it's coming. Usyk want more money. He don't want no problems. Why? Again, interestingly enough, the reason Ukrainian Alexander Usyk don't want no smoke with AJ is AJ is the Ukrainian Donny Slayer. Yeah? The Ukrainian don't want it. There's something AJ's been built to slay Ukrainian dons up. No doubt. 100%. We saw, listen, AJ turned Vlad into Neck Armstrong, into Stretch Armstrong. Stretch Armstrong looking at his neck. His neck was all the way loose. Yeah? I'm hearing that ever since that fight, Vlad's been going to the chiropractor 3 times a week. You know them videos, yeah? Have you ever watched them YouTube videos of the chiropractor ones? And they do that clicking stuff. Trust me, Vlad, his neck be doing the most clicking. His neck stays clicking. Yeah, after AJ stretched his neck out for him, his neck has stayed clicking. He be in all of this, and trust me, there's a whole cache, there's a whole archive of Vlad. There's a whole archive of Vlad and his medical don trying to even his neck out. Because what we do know is, listen, there wasn't even a little bit even. There isn't even, you know what I'm saying? The way AJ stretched Vlad's neck out for him, there's nothing even about that. He was stretched. Stretch Armstrong looking ass. Remember them little toys when he was young? That was one of my favourites, you know. When I was young, yeah, there was a toy called Stretch Armstrong. And it was made of this weird stuff, and you could kind of pull it apart, and it stretched. But anyway, yeah, listen, that's what Vlad's neck was. Vlad's neck was stretched out, all the way loose. The only thing looser than Vlad's neck was Billy Ho Saunders' backside. That's the truth of it. In boxing history, yeah. In boxing history, in terms of body organs and body parts, to be the most stretched, Vlad's neck is number 2, and number 1 is Billy Ho Saunders' backside. That's the bottom line. I'm sure there's Billy Ho Saunders fans. I'm sure there's Ukrainian mafiosi fans who are big mad hearing this, but it's the truth. I don't know what I can tell you here. The bottom line is, next Vlad got stretched. Billy Ho Saunders' backside equally got stretched. Or sorry, more so, you know what I'm saying? Yeah? Anyway, back to this. Listen, Fury. You ain't on Vlad, yeah? You ain't done no running over. Now, look, don't get me wrong. I'm all for putting a quick dig in, but let's keep it factual here. You ain't put no beat down on Vlad. Could you have done? We don't know. Could you duck the rematch? That's the truth. And I'm sure there's Fury fans who are mad at this. Oh, YB, why can't you just give Fury his flowers? Because it's just a post and Fury's just jumping on. Listen, the YB's all for jumping on, but when we jump on, we do it correctly. This was not a correct jumping on. Fury should have come out and said, listen, Vlad. Yeah, I don't know. But end of the day, yeah, Fury should have come on and just said, yeah, England beat... Yeah, Fury should have been honest with himself. Like I told you, this was paying homage to AJ. Fury should have come on and said, wow, Vlad. Oh, sorry. Fury should have come on to Instagram and said, wow, we haven't seen a beatdown like that since AJ moshed Vlad up. Yeah? And you best believe we ain't going to see an even bigger moshing than Vlad over Ukraine than we will when AJ gets in, or if USUX dares to get in there. Yeah? Because whatever AJ did, to be fair, whatever AJ did to Vlad, USUX blown up 175-pounder who's been moshed by Sean Porter. I kid you not. I've got some leaked information coming soon. Your main man's, Alexander USUX, got moshed in the amateurs by Sean Porter. Yes, the one that's 5 foot tall. Yes, the one that's 140 pounds, soaking wet. That don there, 140 pound looking ass, Sean Porter, moshed the life out of USUX. Wow. So now we know why USUX wants more money. More money. More money. He don't want to be Stretch Armstrong's cousin looking ass. That's what he don't want. Because what we do know is, if you're getting moshed by a 140 pounder soaking wet Sean Porter. Yeah? Sean's soaking wet Porter. If you're getting moshed by him in the amateurs, what do you think AJ can do? Even this scary AJ. Even AJ who ain't really coming to stick it on you. We saw what happened. Listen, that's the thing. Oh, YB, you're always critical of AJ. Yeah, fair enough. But what we do know is, yeah, regardless of how critical the YB is of AJ, or AJ's new scary style, guess what? Even with that new scary style, how did it work out for Pulev? Oops. Oops. Whatever my criticisms are of AJ, you best believe. I'm not being funny. Where's Pulev from? Hungary. Yeah, Hungary's Ukraine's cousin. Yeah, AJ is the European Donny Slayer, bottom line. No doubt. If you're from any of them countries there, you're looking to get stretched. Yeah? And I'm not being funny again. I think I've made a few administratory errors here, because I told you that in recent years there's been it's been 2 entries to the Guinness Book of Records for the most stretched. I told you number 1 was Billy Ho Saunders' ring piece, and I told you number 2 was Vlad's neck. However, like I said, I made some administratory errors here, because in truth be known, the joint number 1, most stretched, was also Pulev's backside, because what do we know? Pulev gave his back up, he spun it round. AJ spun him round. 100%. AJ spun him round. In fact, he wasn't even one of them ones. AJ just whispered in his ear and told him to throw it back. 100%. AJ got in Pulev's ear and told him, you know what, let's change it up. For tonight. AJ got in Pulev's ear and told him, listen, tonight let's change it up. Tonight you're going to throw it back at me, baby. That's what he did. 100%. What do you know? What? Do I have to? Is that what you man want? Is that what you man want me to do? Do you man want me to have to bring this video up and show you man what happened? We all saw it. Pulev gave his back up, and that wasn't but coincidence. AJ whispered in his ear and told him, listen, I'm feeling kind of freaky tonight, baby. Throw it back at me tonight. And that's what he did. He threw it back. AJ wasn't on no missionary thing. He was looking to get it from the back. No doubt. And Pulev threw it straight there. And the thing is, we get confused. Oh, YB, it's boxing. Why would Pulev, a big 250-pound man, end up throwing his booty back at AJ? Well, that's between them two. I don't know. You know what I'm saying? That's you may have got to ask Pulev. That's on him. Listen, what we do know is, I didn't ask him to throw it back. I'm sure all of Pulev's Bulgarian fans didn't ask him to throw it back in the middle of the ring. Did they? All of Pulev's Hungarian fans were sitting there, putting their bets on, getting their beer out. Next thing you know, they're mained on. In the early rounds as well. In the early rounds, they're mained on. Went from a boxer with gloves on to throwing it back. Wow. On some OnlyFans thing. Wow. Hungarian fans are down super bad right now. Yeah? Super bad. Almost as bad as Billy Ho fans. You two are in some joint little competition thing. So anyway, let's get back to this thing, man. Listen, Fury. And this, I've always noticed about Fury, you know. You know when he went away? Fury for years has lived vicariously through AJ. And this is another sign of that, another action. He's always living vicariously through him. Do you remember? Back in when was it? Yeah, back in 2016. AJ got a belt. Oh, the belt's in the bin. Oh, all of my belts. We're giving it all that. Oh, my belts are in the bin, and AJ's got my belts, and all that. The belt's nothing to do with you. You got stripped because you jacked and didn't want to fight Vlad in a rematch. That's what happened. I don't get that, do you? Fury's the only man, yeah, who can be stripped for bottling a rematch. And stripped for popping a test. And proceed to say that he put the belts in the bin. Put the belts in the bin? You got popped and then jacked. Yeah? There's nothing belts in the bin about it. You got popped and you jacked the rematch. That's what happened. Yeah? Nothing to do with nothing else. But even so, like I said, Fury has continually... He almost... Well, it's not even almost. He does. He wants to be AJ. He put some fruity video out about 5 years ago. 5 years ago, he said, I bet AJ's got a big twang, and I wish I had a big twang like AJ's. That was just one of the things. Oh, AJ's got big muscles. I wish I had big muscles, and I wish I had a big twang, and giving it all that he was. That was an insight to how AJ feels. I mean, how Fury feels. But his other actions, like this stuff here, no one's given Ukraine the biggest knockdown since I did. You didn't give Ukraine a beat down. You gave Ukraine a put to sleep down. How about that? Yeah? Because the only thing Fury did to Ukraine was put them to sleep. Not in a physical way either. I mean a kind of going to sleep kind of way. It weren't in no physical, I knocked him out kind of way. It was a, wow, I'm bored to tears, sleeping. That's what he did. You gave Ukraine a sleep down. AJ gave Ukraine the beat down. AJ's the Ukraine beat downer. Yeah, and you sucks don't want it. That's what we do know. He don't want to end up like his fellow country Donny, who is actually full sized. Because however stretched Klitschko's neck ended up, he was full sized. He weren't no 147 pounder, Sean Porter. Yeah, so you sucks. What I suggest you do is, what you need to focus on is getting your get back in them lower divisions. Because Sean Porter's running around the place with your head on his wall. You need to go and handle them problems before you start worrying about anything else. And to be fair, what I'm hearing now, you sucks heard my videos and is actually considering this, thinking, you know what, YB's right, as always. Just like YB never misses. I have to admit, this, obviously, I'm telling you what U6 told me. U6 told me that, listen, YB's right, like always, and what I need to do is, why am I calling out AJ 250-pound fighting machine when I had problems with a 147-pound Sean Porter who used to put weights in his shoes so he could come and fill in bigger dons like myself? Yeah? So like I told you, listen, you sucks, Ukraine. Your man's got problems with 147 pounders with weights in their shorts. Yeah? He don't want none from AJ. He don't. Like I keep telling you. Man, 147 with weights in his shorts. If you're having issues there, there's not a bit of AJ you want. Yeah? You sucks don't even want 140 pounds worth of AJ. How about that? He don't. I spoke to him. He said, listen, YB, truth be known, I got filled in by a 140 pounder with weights in his shorts, and and on that basis, even if there was some way they could cut 140 pounds worth out of AJ, I still wouldn't want it, because he don't. Yeah. So anyway, let's get back to it. Fury, keep living vicariously through AJ, and the YB will keep just putting you back in line, because you was halfway there. You're right. You was right. Yeah, you're right. It wasn't quite a. You didn't give him a beat. You didn't give Ukraine a beat down. You gave them a sleep down. So I'll correct that for you. Yeah, you defensed Ukraine. You defensed Vlad to death. That's what you did. There weren't no beat. There weren't no beat down. There weren't no humiliation thing. There weren't no running through thing. It is what it is. Yeah, sleep down, no doubt. If you want to talk about the beat down, yeah, if you want to talk about the longa wonga, as you have many times, then we know who that is, and it's not, and it ain't you. Yeah, no doubt.